solid wooden toy is made up of a cone attached to a hemisphere as shown below. Okay, so it says that the diameter of the hemisphere is 2r and the overall height of the toy is 5r. And then we've got the volume of the toy is 225.8. So what I always like to do when I start my work-ins, okay, apart from sort of adding sort of dimensions on here now and values on here, which I will do, I like to just state here what they've told me, that the volume is equal to 225.8. Okay, that's so important that we do that. Okay, and then you've got to think about what does the volume consist of. Well, you've got a cone and a hemisphere, yeah? So I can put the formulas for a cone, okay, which make up the volume, the cone there, which you get from the formula sheet, okay, on page 2. Add then the formula for a hemisphere. Now, hemisphere is not on page 2, but they do give a sphere, don't they? The sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed, so a hemisphere is 2/3 pi r cubed. Okay, it's just half of it. So instead of 4/3, you have 2/3. So the overall volume is made up of the cone and hemisphere, and it totals to 225.8. Okay, so yeah, I want to add a few things to this diagram here. For instance, okay, I want to make sure I'm aware of what my height of the cone is. Okay, and I'm sure you'll be able to work that out there, because if you notice, they give me the diameter of the hemisphere, which means its radius is going to be half of this, isn't it? Its radius is going to be r, and of course the radius just sweeps all around the hemisphere, doesn't it? So we're going to have r there, which means then I'm going to have 4r as the height of the cone. Okay, so let's start filling in then the values here. So for the cone, 1/3, okay, times pi, which is 3.14, times the radius. So the radius of this cone here is r, isn't it? Yeah, because it's half of the diameter. Okay, this is just r, so it'll be r squared, times then the height. Now the height of the cone will be 4r. Okay, plus then 2/3 times pi, which is 3.14, times then the radius cubed. So we know the hemisphere's got a diameter of 2r, so the radius is just r. So it'll be r cubed, equals to then 225.8. Now what I need to do here is, right, use my calculator and just work out these numbers here. Okay, so don't worry about the r's. In fact, if you want to write this line out here, just to make it clearer, we can put the numbers together and then put those r terms together. So you've got an r squared there and an r there. Okay, if you want an extra line. But what I would do is then work out separately. Let's work out that calculation there. So 1/3 times 3.14 times 4, and that comes to 4.186 recurring. Okay, and then that will get r cubed there, of course, won't we? Because r squared times r is r cubed. Let's work that out then as well. 2/3 times 3.14. So I get 2.093 recurring r cubed, and that equals to 225.8. Now what I need to do next then is add these two terms together, right? Add these two numbers. So we've got recurring decimals, so you can use the recurring button on the calculator here. So you've got 4.18, and then press shift and that button, you can get the recurring up. And then plus then 2.09, and then shift again, that button 3, press across. So we'll add them, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to add them because you've got something r cubed plus something r cubed. Well, let's add those numbers in front, and that gives us 6.28 r cubed, okay, equals to 225.8. What you've got to do then, of course, is take the 6.25 over and divide, 6.28 over rather, and divide. So you get r cubed equal to, let's see what this comes out to be, 225.8, divide by the answer. So we get, okay, something nasty there. So I get 35.955. And then to get r then, of course, well, you've got r cubed there, so you need to cube root all this. So we're going to do shift. Where's the cube root button there? And then let me get an answer to be 3.3. It's quite nice, isn't it? Because you've got zeros then after it. So 3.3 what we can have here, centimetres. Now that's r. Remember, I want the height of the cone. I'm going back to my diagram. The cone is 4r, isn't it? So height then is equal to 4r, so it'll be 4 times 3.3. Okay, and we get out 13.2 centimetres.